Hi, I'm Auntie. In this video, I will show you how I make these royal icing miniature roses using a toothpick or a skewer. So in my bowl, I have already prepared some royal icing and colored it red. You see, as I lift up my spatula, there's a peak that stands up. That's called stiff peak consistency. And that's about the consistency you want to use for your roses. Here I've taken a regular piping bag and I've cut off the top to make it smaller. Now I'm going to put my royal icing in there just like that. Squeeze it off the spatula. I'm going to need a little more here. There we go. That should do it. And take my fingers and squeeze the icing all the way down to the tip. I'm going to fold it once and twice, roll it down. I'll fold it once again to make it super small. It's a perfect size piping bag. Here I have a Wilton 59 petal tip. Just going to secure it on there just like that. And while I'm not using it, I wipe it in a damp cloth to keep the icing from drying out. In this bowl I have some vegetable shortening. I'm going to use it to put on the toothpicks so the roses will be easier to take off. Here's a little close-up so you can see what I'm doing in better detail. Roll it on the toothpick and wipe it off clean. You just need a really thin layer. Nothing gobby or goopy. Now it's time to start my rose. I'm showing you the tip so you can see that the thin part of the tip is facing upward. To start the rose, I'll touch the icing pretty firmly to the toothpick. Then while I'm squeezing the icing out, I'm kind of lifting it up and down in a U shape. At the same time, I'm twisting a toothpick. Multitasking. To finish it off, I'll press firmly again onto the toothpick, and then I'll clean the tip. I like my roses to be tidy, so I'll take a little bit of cornstarch on my fingers like this. Just rub the base of the rose, just like that. Starting at the seam right here, I'm going to pipe my second layer of petals. Go on one side of it, and again in an upside down U, I'm going to squeeze the icing out and finish it off. Now I'm going to start in the middle of the last petal. Touch, squeeze, pipe a U and twist the toothpick, and a third time. Oh, very nice. I'm loving how this is looking so far. Clean the tip, and then I'm going to clean up the base of the rose again. Sometimes I'll even use a damp paintbrush to clean it up. Whatever's easiest for you. Here I'm going to show you my process again with the camera a little closer. After the second layer of petals have had a little bit of time to dry and crust over, I'll pipe another layer with 5 petals. Now when I pipe these, I'm tilting my tip a little bit out so they're flaring out instead of up. Makes them look more natural and open. Here's another close-up. So with this rose, instead of letting it dry on the toothpick like I do most of my roses, I'm going to show you an alternate way of drying that will help the base be flat if you're going to be sticking it to a flat cake or a flat cookie. If it needs to be flat, this is the way I use. I have a square parchment paper. You can use wax paper if you prefer. Poke the toothpick through just like that. Up we go. Using my bottom fingers, I twist the toothpick as I pull off the parchment paper. Just like that. Beautiful. Now I'm going to show you how to make a miniature rose that's a little larger than a miniature rose. Here I'm using Wilton 102 petal tip, so it's not much bigger. And instead of a toothpick, I'm going to be using a skewer, a bamboo skewer. My method is the same. I'll coat it with some vegetable fat. And then I'll start my rose by touching the icing down first. Then while pulling up and rotating my skewer, I'll create that inner petal. Here I have one already that's dried. So I'm going to do the second row of petals real quickly for you. I'll show you a top view. And I'll sit and let that dry. So now I'm ready to pipe my 5 petals. And I've cut the skewer off a little bit because it's a little easier to handle. 1 U, starting in the middle, 2, and I'm flaring the petals out just a little bit on this last layer, 3, 4, and 5. Lovely. Cornstarch fingers, cleaning up the base. Oh, so beautiful. With these larger ones, sometimes I'll take my cornstarch fingers and shape the outer petals just a little bit. Give them a pinch and a twist. It makes them look so beautiful. I'll let these dry not longer than about an hour. If I let them dry longer than that, they'll stick to the toothpick and break when I'm trying to take them off. To remove the roses from the toothpick and the skewer, I'll put my 2 fingers under the rose and then I'll twist the stick. And it'll just twist right out. Thank you so much for watching. I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss my future videos and tutorials. Happy decorating!